Kung Fu Basics and Chinese Medicine Principles. So this is the second webinar talks. Let's start with the basic Kung Fu techniques and forms. Basic Kung Fu techniques and forms, it's required in all aspects of martial arts, whether internal or external. It's a elementary and fundamental thing that one must learn uh, to grasp a solid basic foundations of the techniques and the form itself. So, so when we learn the basics or the foundations of the techniques, whether it's Kung Fu, Tai Chi, or Qigong, or any other kind of Kung Fu, we need to understand that the technique must be done very clearly and precisely. So we need to know that the teacher himself or herself knows what they are teaching. So that when it pours down to the students will be able to grasp properly. So so the techniques must be applied step by step and must be taught step by step as well, so that then it can link into the form or the patterns. So when you do the form, then you will know how to use your foundations or your grounding, that the lower part of the body must control the upper part of the body. By that I mean is that lower part of the body must relax and ground to earth, so that then the upper body can relax, so that we can generate the energy from the root up to the upper body. And then we can perform properly. Yeah. So technique must be refined. We can't learn techniques, 20 techniques or 10, even 5 techniques in one day or in a month. We need to one by one at a time and refine each of them. As we go about, then we make sure that we have learned it properly, and then we can apply it into the basics of the Kung Fu, the Tai Chi forms. The fundamental of Chinese medicine and its relevant to fitness. So let me speak now about the meridians, the connections of visibility and invisibility. Right? This topic was given by Grandmaster Shi Hua Shi. Here he stated that meridian form invisible energy pathways that provide coherence to the human body and allows its structures to communicate among themselves and with the external universe. The meridian system is one of the major foundations of traditional Chinese medicine, Qigong, acupuncture, even the Chinese martial arts derive their benefits from the power of meridians. How was meridians discovered in ancient times? So medicine and martial arts practitioners did not discover the meridian system. They merely used this knowledge to derive benefits from it. In ancient times, masters were able to develop their spiritual and psychic capabilities. Meridians were discovered through spiritual practice like Qigong and meditation. By allowing themselves to become immersed deeply in another state of consciousness, ancient masters could literally see inside the body. Because of heightened sensitivities, these healing masters could withdraw the egos from the world of 5 senses and open a deeper part of themselves to the equally real world of invisible. Their observations have helped us understand that this invisible energy network can enhance spiritual development as well as create many health benefits. We have to study as an acupuncturist. We have a Toina practitioner or medical Qigong practitioner to study, of course, the meridian theory. Just as well, when we do Qigong practice or Tai Chi Chuan practice also. So that's what I do. I teach my students about the connections between the physical body and the meridians itself, how it interact together. So it is essential for acupuncturists to understand the location of these energy pathways and the organ system and structures they influence. This knowledge helps them diagnose physical conditions more effectively. Each of the 12 major meridians has its own functions that relates to a specific organ system. However, the meridians have far more power and flexibility than organ systems. To use an analogy, if the liver is represented by one house in a community, the meridian represents the entire state. Traditional Chinese medicine believes the meridian system stands above all others, including the nervous system, immune and endocrine system, and so forth. Meridians are the ultimate connection between visible and the invisible. So people always ask, how do meridian acts as the go-between for the invisible and invisible? Besides helping connect the body and mind, meridian link an individual consciousness and subconsciousness. While connections occur, so what is the most important aspect of acupuncture and Qigong? What really makes this healing modality so powerful? Well, with regard to acupuncture and Qigong, it is useful to know that the efficacy of acupuncture relies on who administers it. Likewise, the efficacy of Qigong depends on who teaches it. If you don't meet a good acupuncturist or high level Qigong mentor, it takes longer to unblock the meridians and allow the flow of vital energy through these invisible pathways. Finally, it is important to understand that faith play a role in the healing journey. If the practitioner knows how, when, and where to use meridian to unblock a patient's chi, then he or she can help the patient's consciousness and subconsciousness awaken its healing ability. This is the real gift of becoming whole body, mind, emotions, and spirit consciousness with traditional Chinese medicine. So it is important that we understand the connection between the traditional Chinese medicine principle, theory, and concept, how one need to be able to use it into our practice, be it Kung Fu, Tai Chi, yoga, and any other type of martial arts. So if we want a good fitness level, not only on the physical part of it, but on the internal aspect as well, then we should try our best to learn the fundamental of traditional Chinese medicine to combine it with our fitness. So let's talk about now how we can explore the connection between physical conditioning and the emotional balance. So let me first talk about the three causes of the disease. Then that will give you a deeper understanding of what I'm trying to explain to you between the physical and the emotional balance. So according to etiology, okay, of the three causes of the disease is divided into three causes. You get the external disease due to weather or the 6G, the internal disease due to the seven emotions, neither internal nor external disease due to everything else that's happened in our surrounding circumstances, environment that we are being influenced by. When people are given the yin and yang from heaven and earth, they live. Heaven has 6G, so people use the three yin and the three yang channels to receive from above. Earth has the five elements, so people use the five zang and six fu to respond to it below. As a result, life is supported with skin and flesh, sinews and bones, essence and marrow, blood and vessel, and teeth, lips and tongue. When we put it together, this becomes a whole human entity of the body. Qi and blood circulates on the exterior, flowing and pouring in the Jinlo. Okay, Jinlo mean the point, okay, or the meridian point. So they tend to be damaged by the six Qis: essence and spirit, Hun and Po, and thought or in the interior. I'll I'm gonna talk about the Hun and Po Zhi and Yi, the simplified versions when I'm gonna speak live on my lecture itself. Okay, so they tend to be damaged by the seven emotions, the six Qi, which is the exopathogenic factors are cold and summer heat, dryness and dampness, wind and heat. The seven emotions, which is endopathogenic factors, are joy and anger, worry and thinking, sorrow and sad, fear and fright. Thus, the six chi are the ordinary chi of heaven. But when they are contracted, they enter by flowing into Jinlo first and later lodge internally in the Zhang and Fu organs that is externally caused. The seven emotions are the normal nature of people, but when they get stirred up, constraint originate from Zhang and Fu first, and later takes external form in the physical body. This is internally caused. If the problem is due to food and drink, hunger, and satisfactory fullness, damaged chi from shouting and yelling, exhausted shen beyond its tolerance, extreme fatigue of physical strength, too much sex, yin and yang depleted, toxin, wound from metal, sprain or breaks, and so forth. These do not conform to the usual principle of external causes, of internal causes. These are neither internal nor external causes. A saying, "A thousand kinds of malady do not go beyond the three diseases. A thousand kinds of sickness do not go beyond the three diseases." First is when the Jinlo receive evil, which enters Zhang and the Fu organs. This is internally caused. Second is when the passage through the four limbs, the nine orifices, and the blood vessel become obstructed and not free. This external influence the skin. Thirdly is when damage from excessive activity, such as too much sex, viruses, metal. This explain the cause in completeness. If one wish to be healed, look among the categories and differentiate the three causes. Maybe internal and external exist at the same time, as the six Qis and the seven emotions may interact with each other. Look deep into the problem, which is neither exterior nor interior. Finally, the diagnosis using the cause of the disease occur. Finalize the diagnosis using the cause of the disease source and then bring them with other various symptoms. Treat it by following the cause with acupuncture, herbs, tuina, which is bone setting, moxibustions, and lastly, we can use self-healing Qigong or medical Qigong treatment. Okay, I'm going to elaborate, like I said, the Hun and Po, Zhi and Yi, what we call it the five spiritual states in relation to the five elements. So, Hun, what we call ethereal soul or spirit, in mind, which has planning decisions. The emotion is anger and power. Hun is connected to wood element. The organs is liver and gallbladder. Po. Po is corporeal soul. It's an active soul or spirit. Mind, which is cleansing and eliminating Emotions is sadness and grief. So Po will connect with the element of metal, which is lung and large intestine. Zhi, also active, willpower. Zhi is willpower. Emotion is fear and fright. Zhi is connected to the element of water, which is kidney and urinary bladder. E, is a mind, logic, mind, transporting and transforming. Emotion is worry, thinking, sympathy. E, connect to the element of earth, organ is spleen and stomach. Okay, then if we add Shen will be our consciousness or spirit. The mind commands, emotion is joy and anger. Shen connect to the element of fire. Organ is heart and small intestine. So we can say that the E and Zhi, mind and willpower, they are yin, mind, will, soul. If not intact, then you will think badly of others and feel unworthy. Within self, mind is to understand, need to train a lot. Is neither inside nor outside. And if we look at, apart from the mind will, we look at congenital nature, which is the heart or the consciousness, or we can say the Shen. And congenital life force, which is lower dantian or below your navel, the lower abdominal, what we call yuan qi, destiny qi, or some say original qi. Hun and Po, interrelations. Hun, a non-corporeal soul, it's like a ghost. Energy goes up, or we say when someone dies, and then the spirit goes up. So one way my shifu is to put it, smoke goes up when you burn a fire. Po is corporeal soul. It's a fighter, one straight target. It's active and it goes down. Energy goes down. That's mean when fire burns, smoke goes up. When fire extinguished, ashes goes down. Hun is considered that part of the person that is not attached to the physical body and supposedly continues to exist either after the cessation of physical life. It is that remains after the afterlife of a person. Living world Hun, which is good deeds performed in this life that potentially can abide after death. So the TCM doctor normally can help Hun of person to be steady, clear, and sensitive in life. Intact Hun produces acts of kindness towards others and self. If Hun not intact, person can be unkind towards others or to himself or herself. They are unable to feel self-worth. Disturbed Hun can easily foster envy, jealousy, and hatred. Hun responsibility for human kindness has intimate relationships to a person's capacity to feel and endure pain and suffering. Hun is considered the blood aspect of spirit. Human is Hun, we or Hun, has a conscience and virtue. In people, Hun and Po is like yin and yang. We need to balance Hun and Po. Talking about the doing good deeds and so forth and be kind towards oneself. So I always advise my students when they practice Qigong training with me. Qigong training or practice, what I teach them is only one part of it. But you need to understand that you have to also be an example to yourself and society, to your family, acquaintances, or whoever. That's mean you have to have good deeds. But you cannot create good deeds, okay, and make make good it so that you can score points. It doesn't work that way. Okay, so it must come freely from your soul, from your heart, your kind heart, to do deeds, whichever comes across each day. So that helps with your Qigong practice. So by just practicing itself, the meditation or the Qigong practice is not enough. So we need to understand that. Again, it's like yin and the yang. We need each other to have an interrelationship so that it can find balance. Okay, so it's very important. Same like you practice Tai Chi is the same. We can practice, and then what? But we need to do more than the practice. Po is where how much you put in animal soul cease to exist when a person physically dies. Po is a portion of a person's spirit that is absolutely dependent on the person's physical life. When breathing ceases, Po disintegrates. Po is a short, momentary reaction, and like other spirits, is utterly tied to time and space. Po is a reactivity or animations of a person. Tissue. Po is equivalent to the seven emotions, which I spoke earlier. Po is an unthinking and compelling passion that propels lives. Po can be reckless and unthinking. Intact Po has short-term power and assertiveness, and a weakened Po is lifeless and lethargic. Po virtue has two dimensions: to show with being impartial and not being easily strayed. This virtue is E. E down is what we call justice. An intact Po can be deliberate and fast. When disturbed, can be emotionless or hysterical and seem like an enraged animal. Po has no conscience. Animal soul must balance with Hun. In another way, virtue of Po is Bao, which is here Bao is preciousness. Is said to capture perfection and completeness of a single moment or short span of time. So Hun and Po is between spirit and consciousness. Mind is to understand the need to train a lot. It's neither inside nor outside. Again, I make that statement. Consciousness is a form. The form is here. Mind comes in. Ego comes and gets attachment. Consciousness is form. Attachment is consciousness. Spirit. So spirit, ego with other consciousness, which an example, consciousness of the I, feeling evil, combine together and bring spirits. Thought, when point to something and somewhere is thought. Thinking, consciousness, then gets reactions and I see. Example, something in hand, mind just there, never used. All right, I'm just speaking in very short term things so that it makes it easy to understand. All right. Okay, let's repeat that. So Hun will say is non-corporeal soul, is a ghost, goes up, energy goes up, and it's smoke, like the chi. Okay, smoke can be fire, energy, or cooking. You're cooking rice, it's steam, condensations of that vapor. Okay, that's steam. Okay, that's or the chi. I call it the chi. Po, corporeal soul, as a fighter, one straight target, active, comes down, ashes, energy, it's gone, ash into ashes. All these ashes can become also fertilizer into the earth, Mother Earth, the grounds, and it connect with the yin chi, where Hun will connect with yang chi. So let's talk about. So we say Hun up heaven, In another way, we say 现田 wood, which is liver. Po is earth. Metal, which is lung, is yin qi. And in another way, we say 后天. So we'll talk about this in the all celestial stems of Chinese medicine. We say 先天后天, one heaven, and then post heaven. Okay? So between 先天后天 is us, human. So we need to be in balance between us human, the Hun and the Po. We have Hun and Po according in relate to the relations of the five elements. Okay, it's how we connect ourselves. In a way of meditation, when we meditate, we increase the Hun and then we also and the Po. So we make sure that there's a balance of Hun and Po so that Hun and Po don't go out of sync. So from the non-corporeal soul to the corporeal soul must have connections so that we have. Let me speak about this. I always talk to my students about everybody wants to TM, transcendental meditation, to transcend. Whereas when I teach my way of how I've been taught my meditation, the Taoist meditation is first, before you can transcend up to reach to Shin or heaven, you need to understand grounding. A lot of people miss it. They don't understand how to ground. Grounding in your meditation is the most important thing because when we are born, we come out to this universe, to this plane. We are bound to it, to Mother Earth, with its power of yin qi, or we can say the magnetic field. So that gives us the gravity to be able to stand and subdue this energy on the earth. The thing for me is about teaching you how to ground yourself first, and then slowly we can generate the Mother Earth, the Yin Qi, through the kidney point, Yong Chuan, then to go up. And then, of course, through, I'm going to make it more simplified, through the understanding of microcosmic to macrocosmic breathing. And then we can have a connection, then so we can go up to reach up to the level of Yang Qi, okay, which connect to Bai Hui, governing vessel 20. Okay, so we need to synchronize between Xian as a human being, so that then Hun and Po then can also come into harmony, just like Yin and Yang. So we can say Hun is between astral plane and earth plane. It is stuck in between, but the spirit should move on. If it's stuck between, that the spirit can haunt the family, we can say, it's because of the ghost. Okay? The spirit doesn't feel, so it is not that it wants to stay in between the realm of astral plane or the earth planes. Four is time, of course, to time and space. So when we meditate, time and space become irrelevant. But yet, as we progress into our meditation, the time and space which become irrelevant become relevant at the same time. Because just like in this planet, our purpose is to live and work hard. But sometimes Po is too strong and the person becomes too materialistic. We can connect with others through simple words. Use intuition to connect with them and help them to understand at their own level. And through example, they can understand. Through this, you can help them to connect between Hun and Po. So Hun is contained in the liver, okay, because the connection of the wood element. So that means when it is contained in the liver, it will maintain your mental balance, okay, because remember, Hun is up, wood is up, connected to Xian Dian. So Po oversees sensation like pain, any physical thing, movement, and is held by the lungs, which is metal. So sensation like what we breathe in, breathe out, this is a physical sensation that we have, that's connected, of course, to metal, which is your pole. One that is so mentally unstable that even small matter escape his or her memory from a mental states, and attention has lost its hun. Yeah, because then memory become weak. So when memory weak, according for us in Chinese medicine or acupuncture, then we need to balance hun, or even into emotions, depressions. Yeah. One that is exceptionally brave or bold and would tackle any confrontation is full of po. Yeah. Birth and death cannot be measured. Something can happen at any time that shortens one's life. Time and space are irrelevant, but time is essence. While here on earth, make the best of it because we don't know how long we'll be here. Make the most of it, not little action. Action must be explosive. Make every second count. Every second should be big action. This way, action can go through to the whole universe. In work, action must be strong. Or why bother? Work and then you can relax. But when action needs to be done, then do it. Whether action from work, personal training, or relationships, it needs to be greater. People will say they cannot make ends meet, but life is a circle, so it will meet at some point. But then don't focus on thinking it is finished, as life is infinity. You need to learn through suffering, but mustn't take it with stress. Suffering happens. Accept it as a way of to learn. You must find a way. Life should be life, but you have to go through suffering. It is part of each of our own burdens and destiny. You need to make action stronger so as to move forward. But instead of action, people feel sorry for themselves and moan about life. You just need to increase action to change things. You won't fix the problem through feeling sorry for yourself. It is okay to sometimes sway, but you need to learn from it. Sometimes when there are problems, you must look inwards and reflect on self to find the problem within self. Don't blame others when things are going wrong. The thing I always say to Martian through meditation is to detach. But sometimes it needs to be the opposite as well. Attachment is consciousness. But first, you need to detach from form, action, perception, mind. From an attachment, it's just a way to tell you how to let go of things, of a material thing. But really, can we really detach? No. The detachment is just a way to guide you through. And then gradually the detachment become an attachment, and attachment become detachment. Like we say, I Ching, change is no change. No change is change. Yet accept change to the fullest. Sometimes we must detach from our burden. At times we know something must be done. Rather than thinking about it and not doing it, you must do and not think. Clarity within meditation is now. Nice. By now, you should start knowing what you are doing, not just sitting. Tai Chi and meditation are action we must do. I always say, to find clarity, to find calmness or happiness or joy, first, you need to lead yourself within your own darkness that resides deep in your heart. Find your own sufferings before we can get to clarity, to calmness, and etc. I always say, if we feel happy after each meditation, that's mean we have not meditated. Because remember, we need to detach and discard our five senses or the five evil stages. We must not allow the physical sensation to influence our physical states. If the physical state get affected, our mind state would be affected also. So I always say, how can there be happiness once you're done? There should be an emptiness feeling from within. Happiness will follow gradually. Hun and Po comes in everyday lives, can comes in treatments from Qigong, in meditations, practice in acupuncture, and so forth. You need to learn to deal with the spirit world. You need to develop greater sensitivity. Then you can connect with, especially if you're a healer, with a patient or healing yourself, oneself, channel properly and understand. So this is what now we're speaking about Hun and Po and the five spiritualists. So it is of great importance that whatever exercise we're doing physically or trying to condition our whole body, we need to also connect with our emotional state. As I was speaking about the six G's and the seven emotions. So the emotion play a great role and it can influence our physical body, which then will manifest into illnesses or sickness. So we need to not forget that the six G's and the seven emotion need to have a balance to each other, like the yin and the yang. When we get disconnected, so either the yin will be deficient or the yang, or either the yang will be in excess or the yin. Then we need to look at, is it coming from the an exopathogenic factors, which is the six Qs, or is it coming from an endopathogenic factors, which is your seven emotions, or both? It can be external and internal, or neither internal nor external. Okay, so, but if you're not, of course, an acupuncturist or TCM practitioner, you just need to know just the basics of TCM. And then, of course, when you practice or you're learning, you need to make sure that you are learning about the meridians, the yin and yang theory. And if you want to go a bit further, we can go to the five element theory also. Okay, but just the meridian itself is enough for a Qigong practitioner that's learning or a Tai Chi practitioner. Because it's good to understand some of the meridian points, where they're connected in your body, the upper, the lower, the front, and the back. That will help you. And then understand there must always be a balance within the seven emotions. Any excess of one of the emotions also will create a disturbance. Like I was speaking to one of my patients, said she likes to laugh and she laughs almost all the time and loud. And I told her that everything is in moderation. So because over laughing and too much of that can imbalance your spleen meridian, and overjoy can imbalance your heart. So everything needs to find a central equilibrium balance within each emotions, within each chi, so that then it can find a proper balance within the zhang and fu organs. Okay, so your zhangs, which will be your interior organs, your fu is your exterior organ. Okay, zhang, an example, is your heart, is your liver. Okay, fu is your large intestine. Okay, and your stomach. Right. So that I'm not going to elaborate too much on that. Okay, so that's easy for you to find out. Okay, the five zhang and the six fu organs. So once you can bring the zhang and fu into balance, then internally, then it will bring it into a balance of the five elements theory principle. which then the balance between each organ is not in excess nor in deficiency. It's neutral. So by it being influenced, that will help us internally, externally, not to get sick all the time. So it is very, very important. Okay, so don't look just at the physical aspect. Oh, this is it. I'm sick. I got a cold. Okay, so a cold, an example, in according to TCM diagnosis, it's a wind cold. Wind cold, an example, if it's runny nose, yeah, chills, or wind heat, a cold or flu, blocked nose, fever. Sometimes I have cough with green or yellow flame. Okay, so whether it's a exterior syndromes that affecting our internal or an internal syndrome which is affecting the external. The internal syndrome will be our emotions. When we practice Tai Chi or Qigong, it is very important to understand those principles and differentiate them clearly that your physical is just a physical body. There's more to that physical body, like earlier I spoke. There's your shen, your spirit. There is your consciousness. There's your mind. Okay, so these need to be in tune also. So if we can understand that how, let me go into the mind world. The thing of the mind will that will help you to understand that the mind will consist of four emotions. So when we get stressed emotionally or depressed, these four emotions are affecting our mind world, our consciousness. When those are being imbalanced, so also it will influence the conjugal nature, your heart, your consciousness. Then it influence the two emotions of the heart, which is joy and anger. So we need to seek balance within the mind will first, seek balance within the conjugal nature, and then slowly bring them in harmony. Once we can understand that, then slowly we tap into the life force. Your lower tangen. Those that don't know, tangen means it's let's say put it simply below your navel, your lower abdominal. Okay, so your life force resides there, and then from there we can bring all three and unify them as one. So now on the aspect of, let me talk a bit of the aspect of why we need, especially in Tai Chi and Qigong, okay, the the meridian points. Firstly, we need to understand the eight pulses, which meet the 8 points on the four limbs. We need to understand that pulse is destiny, plus fate, plus five elements. So the eight pulses will help the 12 meridians with their functions, activity, and metabolism. So of course, then you need to know each of the eight pulses, what they are. So the first one will be Lang 7, Li Chui, which means broken sequence. But Li Chui will connect to your Ren meridian. The Ren is a yin meridian that's in front of your body, the conceptual vessel. Then number two, small intestine 3, Ho Shi, which means backstream. Ho Shi would connect with your Du meridian. Du is your Yang Qi, which is at the back. It's called governing vessels. Then number three is spleen 4, which means grandfather, grandson. Gong Sun connect with the Chong Mai vessels. Okay, Chong Mai is simple explanations. I'm not going depth also. Is in the front, but the three line. You get the one line on the left, one line in the middle, one line on the right. The left line connect to the red color, the middle line connect, okay, with a blue color, and the white line connect with the right side of the body. Next, gallbladder 41, 朱领期, which means foot governor of tears. 朱领期 connects with Daimai. Daimai, what we call the girdle or the belt channel. It's go around the waist. So excuse me, the energy go around the waist. Then we got pericardium 6, which means inner pulse, 内关. 内关 will connect with Yin Wei Mai. Okay, it's on the 3 line on the inside of your arm. Then we get triple warmer 5, which means outer pulse, Wei Guan. Wei Guan connect with Yang Wei Mai, the 3 lines on the outside of your arm. Then kidney 6, Zhao Hai. Zhao Hai means shining sea. Zhao Hai would connect with Yin Chao Mai, the 3 lines from the bottom of the foot to the inside of the leg. Then urinary bladder 62, which means extending vessels, Shen Mai. Shen Mai will be Yang Chao Mai. Yang Chao Mai will be from the foot laterally out all the way up to the leg. So those 8 pulses, when we meditate in our Qigong practice or do our Tai Chi Chuan practice, those 8 pulses will activate, but we need to know how to connect with it. From hands, we connect the 8 pulses, the 8 points. Father is Gong Sun, mother is Nei Guan. We can use the 2 together, especially for us as a TCM and acupuncture practitioner. We can use the Gong Sun and Nei Guan together. Yeah, father and mother, which we can use to heal stomach, heart, chest problem. Because in the 8 pulses, we cannot use the sun. When we sit in the lotus posture of our meditations, and when our hand movement, or what we call the mudra technique, connect our palm and our finger or thumb together, the 8 pulses and the 8 point will automatically activate. But of course, it cannot activate just like that, like switch on the light switch. It's supposed to be like that, but only when you know how to do it. By empty the mind, settle the mind will with conscious nature, deep down, settle it in the lower attention. Then you can switch the light of the 8 pulses. The destiny of a person works on the 8 pulses. The immune metabolism also works on the 8 pulses. It also boosts our endocrine system. One must have a continuous flow between the 8 pulses and the 8 points. All right, so let's come down to the meridian points. So the meridian points consist of the 12 meridians. So we have 3 of hand, 3 of foot, 3 of hand, 3 of foot. So let me give you some of the meridians that we triggers during our practice. So Bai Hui, do 20 or governing vessel 20, which is called 100 meetings. Yin Jiao, do 28, gum intersection. Yin Dang. Yin Dang, most of you should know. Most people in the yoga call it the third eye. We call it Yin Dang, which is a special point. Okay, Yin Dang is one of the mind will that will give us calmness and clarity. But again, we need to know how to activate Yin Dang. Large intestine 4, joining valley, Hergu. Triple womb 5, outer pulse, Wei Guan. Pericardium 8, inner pulse, Lao Gong. Lung 5, cubic mouse, 写字. Small intestine 8, small c, 小孩. Run 24, or conception of 24. 整张, run 22, heavenly prominence. 点 2 just on the throne. Okay, that soft spot there. Run 17, chest center is between the nipple on the breastbone. Stomach 12, empty basin, trepan. Stomach 13, qi hu, mean qi door. Okay, where the door, the gate where the qi is. Okay, we trigger that in when we do qigong, especially when I practice Taiyang qigong, Wan qigong. Run 8, Shen Chui, spirit gateway. Run 6, Qi Hai, sea of qi. Do 4, Ming Men, gate of life. UB 23, Shen Shu, kidney shu. Gallbladder 30, Huang Tiao, jumping circle. Run 1, Hui Yin, meeting yin. Hui Yin, or in English they call it the perineum. That lies between your genital and your anus, in the middle. This point need to be understood clearly and need to be trained how to use this point, especially in Qigong or Tai Chi. We, we need to learn how to lift it up so that it can connect at 45-degree to lower Tansen, or lift it up, connect at 45-degree to Ming Men. Very important circuit, just like Bai Hui. Bai Hui is a yang circuit, Hui Yin is a yin circuit. Losses kidney 1, Yong Chuan, gushing spring. Yong Chuan, of course, is under the ball of your foot. Okay, so that when we sink and relax down from our Tai Chi practice, the more we relax to Mother Earth, then Yong Chuan will open. Lastly, to finish off, just a Chinese saying. So we say earth belong to the Yang Gua. Like Ba Gua, the 3 grains. So earth belong to Yang Gua. Tian Run Tu, heaven, human, earth. In Chinese medicine, heaven is a central nervous system, of course, which cannot be seen. Earth is a metabolism and endocrine system. Heaven has to obey with earth so it can harmonize with us. To cultivate, you must close earth and discard earth. Ground yourself and let go of environment. Then transcend to get to heaven. Break the measurement of earth. Let me just chat a bit about this piece here before I end. So if we go back to the Su Wen Neijing, okay, the Yellow Emperor Canon of Internal Medicine books, which is true. For us, 30 minutes is just a warm up. I always speak that to my Tai Chi students. I say, by the time I only get warm up on the 5th forms. So normally I do 10 to 15 forms a day. So you must make sure your body warms properly. Otherwise, it's not worth practicing. Okay, even sitting. I say minimum sometime meditation practice because someone still new, or it's okay. But as you start to get more into it, 20 minutes again it's just a warm up. 30 minutes also is just a warm up. Okay, so you need more than at least 1 hour. She is not able to break through blockages, and regular failure to spend the minimum required time may mean that the desired health and capability result will not be realized. It is difficult for beginners to calm down to enter a quiet zone. Of course, it is normal. Beginners will tell me, "Oh, how can we relax? How can you say just empty the mind or let go of of everything that's going on?" So when the mind is restless and wandering, it is not possible to have the sensitivity to experience and control the qi, the breath, the intention, which is the yi, the shen, which is the spirit. Generally, it takes at least an hour and a half for internal feeling to permeate the body, for the body to feel warm and lightness, and for the tension to be released, and the legs feel strong. In this state of calm, the repair effect of the body and mind is optimal, and Kung Fu progress is the fastest. Okay, Kung Fu progress here in Chinese the term Kung Fu. Gong mean work, Fu can mean function. So for us, regardless of whatever kind of arts we are doing, Chinese martial arts, it's always Kung Fu. We benefit the Kung Fu. Therefore, one should continue to practice after entering the state and keep the state of quiet for as long as possible. From ancient times, the basic principle of practice are often based on one unit, in inverted commas, of time. That is 2 hours. Yeah, one unit will be 2 hours. As the body gets progressively stronger after 3 to 5 meridian cycles. This great master of the Chen style, Master Chen Faker, stated to the practitioners that they should strike while the iron is hot and to keep the fire burning, not to let the furnace go cold. One is lit and to keep the fire burning by consistent practice instead of having to light the fire each time you practice, which is 100% right. Once fire is lit, keep it consistent, keep it going. That means keep your practice going more and more every day, progressively, non-stop. The effect of practice must be able to withstand loneliness and to devote time steadily. But it cannot be only measured by time while ignoring the quality of practice. All right, so that's all for this lecture. I hope you listen to it nicely and profoundly, and that this lecture can help you a bit into whichever practice you're doing. Thank you.